And finally, the showdown between the greatest MMA fighter of all time and the greatest UFC heavyweight of all time is going to get settled. This fight has been in the making for well over a year. They were booked to fight November of last year, and Jones had to pull out due to that pec injury. And, a lot of fans wanted to move on, wanted to see John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, especially because it's kind of holding up the undisputed title in the division. But they had the fight booked, and I think Jones and Stipe kind of earned the right to get this fight. And in 10, 20, 30 years, everyone's going to look back and see how monumental a fight this was. So I think it's not the worst choice to keep it intact. And Jones, he's only fought once since February of 2020, so I think he kind of deserves to get back into it with a guy that's in a similar trajectory to him. Stipe, he hasn't been seen since March of 2021. And unlike John Jones, who came back, made quick work of Cyril Gane, and is the undisputed champion still with the momentum of never being beaten, Stipe suffered a brutal knockout loss his last time out. 42 years old now, Stipe is, and hasn't fought in almost 4 years. No one has given him much of a chance at all, and I do think people are kind of amplifying all the negatives Stipe has entering this fight and not speaking about Jones's at all. Stipe has the layout to deal with, but Jones himself has only fought 2 minutes and 4 seconds in the last 4.5 years. He also has 2 minutes and 4 seconds of experience as a heavyweight, and although he ran through Cyril, many were saying that he lost to Dominic Reyes, and even though he's significantly younger than Stipe at 37, he isn't a spring chicken either, and he also has this injury to deal with. So I personally think Stipe is being a little discounted here, but you look at this from a stylistic perspective, Stipe is not an easy fight for anybody. He's definitely old. He's coming off a horrible knockout loss, so maybe he'll look completely washed, but I'm going to say that Stipe shows up for this fight. And Stipe, one thing about him is he has an incredible chin. He has been knocked out a couple of times, but in a lot of his victories, he eats a lot of big shots in order to get the W. I kind of anticipate he's going to look to pressure Jones here and show him no respect. John Jones is dangerous everywhere, but I think his biggest threat for Stipe is more when they're at distance, at least to get the knockout. That's where Jones can use his big knees. He could try to find the head kick. And I don't know if Jones has the power to hurt Stipe with his hands. Miocic is fast, closing the distance. He throws nice punches and bunches, and the right hand is just really good. Straight right, overhand right, right uppercut. He finds the chin well, and nice jabs is also. So I think that his boxing is solid. When John Jones does that hand fighting that he likes to do, just like Stipe did against DC, he needs to rip the body and make him pay for that. Even in his last fight with Ngannou, Stipe got dropped, but he did land kind of a big, heavy counter right hand that actually wobbled Francis a little bit. And when Stipe is hurt and you're swarming on him, he is dangerous. But obviously, he got baptized in that fight by Ngannou, knocked out horribly. And we're going to have to see how his chin reacts to that. But Stipe, it's a guy that's never lost 2 fights in a row. Very prideful guy. You know that he's coming into this matchup with zero, how do I put this? Some people were saying that Cyril Gane was overwhelmed by the moment. That's not going to happen with Stipe. I mean, this guy's running into burning buildings. I don't think he's going to be too worried about going in there with John Jones in terms of having the confidence in himself to win. He's going to have that. And Stipe, in my opinion, I think his uppercuts are going to be what is going to be his money punch. If he does hurt John Jones or something happens where there's a big moment for Stipe, I think it's going to be with the uppercut. Uppercuts are shots that have been successful versus Jones for other fighters. So if I was Stipe, I would really look for body shots, uppercuts, maybe try to clinch John Jones and test how strong he is, see how good his cardio is with that extra weight on him, and just see how, good he's came back from that injury as well. But he's going to have to stay very tight in that clinch if that's his game plan, because the knees, the elbows are going to be coming from John. And we'll see if Stipe is able to kind of implement that game plan without taking the brunt of the damage. But one thing about Miocic is he isn't going to be an easy takedown like Cyril Gane. Even if Jones does get a takedown, I think Stipe can get back up. He has to be very careful of exposing the neck, because against other guys at heavyweight, maybe that guillotine threat or the front choke threat isn't really there. But with Jon Jones, you do have to be very weary of that. And Stipe, though, if you look at it, he's never been taken down more than one time in a UFC fight. No one has been able to submit him or really do much damage to him on the ground. And Stipe has a nice single, good body lock. I don't really think he's going to be able to take Jon Jones down. I mean, Jones has 95% takedown defense, but Miocic maybe could pose a little bit more problems in the wrestling grappling than people are thinking. And cardio-wise, for a heavyweight, Miocic has really excellent cardio. He will get a little tired, but he's good at getting second, third wins, and he just has that heart of a champion. But we don't really know if his cardio is going to be the same now at this older age. But you're looking at Jon Jones. I mean, this guy, we all know how good he is. One of the best ever, if not the best ever. Extremely long. He's still going to have a 4.5-inch reach advantage, even though Stipe is a little bit taller than him. And super diverse with his weapons. He's attacking all parts of the body, the legs, the stomach, the head. He's throwing a diverse array of weapons. I think obviously in this one he's going to be looking to throw those stomp kicks to the knees. He's going to be throwing a lot of front kicks to the body. I think that he's going to be trying to hand fight like DC did and be a little bit more cagey with it and try to land, knees, elbows, maybe a little bit more impactful shots, test that chin of Stipe. And maybe Jones will have a little bit more punch power at the higher weight. Maybe he'll sit down and land some big power shots, but obviously we've never really seen him do that. But one thing with Jones is, man, if he can back up Stipe and get those hands connected, he's going to take him down. I mean, the guy, if he can get his hands connected against the cage on anyone, he's usually taking them down with pretty much ease. So it's hard to just pick Stipe because I just feel like Jones is going to be able to control the distance with his array of attacks, probably have a big speed advantage, and just land way more on Stipe. Stipe, if he gets too over aggressive, he's going to have to worry about being taken down, and he doesn't want to be on his back with Jon Jones. Jon Jones on top is one of the best ever. Those elbows, great submission game. So I just feel like the line is kind of a little wild. I mean, minus 650 for Jones, I think that's way too wide. We just saw Jon Jones or Ciryl. He was almost a pick'em. So I think that's a big overreaction to Stipe's last fight and just a long layoff for Stipe. Stipe has more of a chance than that, but Jones is probably going to win this one. I mean, unless he just isn't the same fighter at heavyweight, which we really haven't seen. I mean, all we saw was him take down Ciryl and submit him in 2 minutes with relative ease. If Stipe could put up some resistance, maybe Jones isn't in as good a shape at heavyweight and slows down Major, or maybe the chin isn't as good at heavyweight. We don't really know some of these questions. They still need to be answered, but I think he's going to be able to beat Stipe at this point in Stipe's career, and just because the guy that he is, man, he's the best ever. So I see this going over 2.5 rounds, though, and could even go the distance, I feel like, at plus 350. I don't think that's the worst bet. Jon Jones has gotten, a lot of finishes, but he's gotten to a lot of decisions as well, and Stipe is a hard guy to finish. He's never been submitted. He's hard to knock out. I think he's going to come in motivated. So the overs, I kind of like that, and but I'm going to say Jon Jones wins this one. Either maybe a ground and pound finish or a decision win. So I kind of like the overs, and I like Jon Jones in this fight. So there you have it, guys. It's the full card predictions and breakdown video for UFC 309. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you got a bet or two out of this video. So hit the like button down below. Put a comment. I want to hear your opinions. Do you agree with my picks? Do you disagree? Which picks are you most confident? What are you betting on? What are your parlays that you're giving out? Want to hear all that from you guys. So put it down in the comments below. And besides that, patreon.com/MMAPredictionGuru. That's the place to go for all breakdowns and predictions for other promotions, for bets that I'm giving out. And yeah, man, you keep the channel going over there at Patreon. Appreciate all you guys over there that are patrons. And besides that, For my most confident pick on this card, I'm going to go with Mauricio Helfie. And for parlay of the week, I'm actually going to just give you guys a play of the week for this one. And I'll go with Denise. I think he's a good play as an underdog, so I'll give you guys him as the play of the week. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon with another breakdown and prediction video. Appreciate everyone for sticking around and supporting the channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.